allow the two children to have the budget every year.
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
Off your mind.
You are fooling yourself in that contraption. Of the repentant Boko Haram, repentant terrorists. Unbelievable. However, they said they were recruited through the Borno state government, who has something called the justice transition, transition justice, whatever the nonsense it is called. This was the way they ease back, the terrorists who have killed over 90,000 Nigerians in the last 10 years alone in their Islamic jihad, in their Islamic terrorists or terrorism against Nigeria. These Olori Brukus decided to ease these terrorists back into the system. They said they were helping them to fight the terrorism. Now they've disappeared. Transitional justice. Thank you, Motidev. I am back. So good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Maiyegun Live. As we were on here this afternoon, trying to see through the shock that some people were expressing concerning the increase in price of petroleum. I'm talking about this one. We were not yet done with that shock when they landed us another set of, news. Breaking news. Exclusive. Boko Haram terrorists who repented, recruited into the Nigerian army. They have escaped with Nigerian army's weapons. Do you know that terrorism in Nigeria is an industry? An industry that is rated to be over $2 billion industry. Like you say the telecommunication industry is this amount. Agricultural sector is this billion. Keniko is a billion. The same thing is rated of the terrorist or terrorism industry in Nigeria. It is a multi-billion dollars industry where those who are in the government who are supposed to be looking for these terrorists are actually their sponsor. Today in Nigeria, terrorists have started collecting ransom via banks and they are making withdrawals without any arrest. Few days ago, Ribadambu, the current national security advisor to Kolu Tifnumbu, was, regaling himself, making himself feel so good in front of some other clowns, especially the ones, all this bedsheet wearing, the bedsheet wrapping emir, being a sultan of the northern Nigeria. He was regaling them with the success story of their fight against terrorism, against insecurity. They are getting them. They are getting them. Now, today in Nigeria, terrorists are not just on TikTok, on Facebook, on Twitter. Baba, they have bank accounts. You as a person, you can't open a bank account in Nigeria without your BVN. And you be say, terrorists in Nigeria, they have BVN. Okay, what else do they have? They have NINE. What else do you need to open a bank account? Whatever it takes, they do have the same thing. And you can be tracked. Terrorists can be tracked. Because the tracker, they are those enablers, they are sponsor. You are fooling yourself in that contraption. Few years ago, under Bukwari, one general, army general, told the media that a Boko Haram can become the president of Nigeria if he can lay down his weapon and follow the pathway of peace. In Borno State, where these Olori Brukus have managed to hoodwink Nigeria, hold Nigerians to ransom. In the last 8 years, the budget for defense in Nigeria has not only doubled, tripled, it has quadrupled, whereby money that could have been used for development, for education, for healthcare, they are being channeled into buying weapons allegedly to fight terrorism. But the more they spend on fighting terrorism, the more terrorism, terrorism can be like malaria, we can be antibiotics. Maybe say no, not if you work against them anymore. Sure, you get. The more money they spend on the fighting terrorism, fighting insecurity, the bigger this insecurity in Nigeria has become. Because they are holding Nigeria to ransom. According to Borno State government, over 160,000 Boko Haram terrorists and their family members, they have surrendered to the government of Borno State. But guess what? The entire Borno State, out of about 30 or so local government areas, now only about 8 of them still there under the control of Nigeria. I'm not making that up. At least verified, though, more than 14 local government areas in Borno State have been considered as ungoverned areas. These are areas where we say soldiers know they go, police know they there. Do you understand? No Nigerian presence there, no local government administration. That Zulum in Maiduguri, the guy they were giving money to the other day, right? He has moved all these local government areas. The administrators, they've moved them to Maiduguri, the state capital. You get that? Election, they know they do election for Borno State anymore. If they tell you that they are doing governorship election, local government election, presidential election, all they do is just sit somewhere and write the results. Give it to INEC, hand it to the others, announce it to Nigerians. And guess what? Supposed educated people in Nigeria, especially Southerners, they are so stupid and so dumb to even question this. And it has been like that for the past 5 years at least. Ungoverned area, the person who made this Boko Haram terrorist to become an household and established institution on his own in Borno State is the vice president of Nigeria today, the shitty man. Right? I have been saying this so long time ago, but it can't be like say me, I just stay like talk to the wall. Borno State, Niger State. You see these two states in Nigeria, they have more than half of their states that is now currently being controlled by terrorists. No joke. Like they exist. Niger State is where Abdusalami Abubakar comes from. Niger State is where Babangida comes from. Half of Niger State is not controlled by Nigeria. Half of Niger State. No joke. Because they told the federal government of Nigeria not to bring in soldiers. Because the thing is, if you see where Nigerian soldiers have lost their lives the most, Niger State and Borno State. Half of these two states, they are called ungoverned area. Nobody they go there at all. People who are left there, most of the people there, they've moved away to refugee camps. Some of them, they've killed them. But those who remain there, they are paying their taxes to Boko Haram terrorists in that place. True story. So the governor said, repentant terrorists, 160,000 repented. But guess what? Despite all these 160,000 repentant terrorists, they still haven't told them where or how to end the terrorism. So from there, they have 6,000 active terrorists. 6,000, over 6,000 of them, who have actually carried weapons, killed people, ransacked villages, kidnapped their children, raped them, put them in family way. And when the Borno State government received these repentant terrorists and their families, they call them families. They say it's like terrorists that kidnap their children, 9-year-old, 10-year-old children. 4 years later, these children came out with children. Rather than charge them for rape and terrorism, the government of Borno State said the terrorists have surrendered with their families. Imagine children they kidnapped, Christian children they kidnapped, put in family way, raped them. Some of them with 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids. They came out of the bush. The government received them. And the government said the terrorists and their families. These children have now become the wives of the terrorists. So within that, they now kind of removed about 6,000 of them, active fighters or terrorists. So they said they are repentant, so they put them in a school or rehabilitation place, right? Funded by Nigeria, Bukwari's government, and the Nigerian army. You know what they called it? Operation Safe Corridor. That's what the Nigerian army called it. There is no law that backs it. Nobody. This was just an arrangement between them. The Borno state government called it the transitional justice. What the heck is transitional justice? So under this program called transitional justice, 6,000 active killers, murderers, Islamic jihadists, they were given the name repentant terrorists. So they now gave them guns, motorcycles. They added them with the Nigerian army to begin to comb the forest, looking for the Boko Haram fighters. Somehow, they've managed, right, to get some of these soldiers killed. And then they've also gotten some of these terrorists killed as well. So to them, they are integrating them back into the society. 13 of them has now made the news that 13 have escaped. And I want to believe there is more than 13 that escaped. Yeah, it's more than that. But the report is that 13 of them have now escaped with the guns given to them by the Nigerian army, with the motorcycles given to them by the Nigerian army. Murderers were never punished. Terrorists were not punished. They were rehabilitated, only for it to make the news now that they've escaped. Escape to where? Back to the jungle, to their friends, Abi, and then they can possibly now wage further war against the communities in all these areas, Timbuktu, or this border town of between Niger and Mali, Nigeria, and then Chad, all this Sahel area. So they are there to further. That's one. The second one is that of Akpabiuli. Again, that too came from after the shock of the new fuel price in Nigeria. Again, that's why we're still trying to sort it like, which level be this one? When is this shege will end? Ladies and gentlemen, Baba, Akpabiole came out and said, all of you that are living in Nigeria, it is high time for you to love Nigeria than money. Be like them. Stop trying to japa. Stop trying to go abroad. Stay back in Nigeria so that you can show that you love Nigeria and all that. I kind of see that as a mockery. You get that now? And they do that all the time. You know? Do that all the time. Let's mock them. Let's laugh at them. Let's, that's the way I see it. Akpabiole said they loved Nigeria so much and they stayed back. That's why they stayed back in Nigeria to make Nigeria better. So all of them are where they plan to japa. It is time for you to drop your love for money. Because most of you are trying to japa because of money or because you don't have money. Why not just put the love of Nigeria over your love of money and be like Akpabiole and co. I'll leave that to those of you who want to japa and those of you who are not going to japa. That's for you. Here is something. The terrorists in Nigeria, they are not just on TikTok, okay? They are not just on Instagram or on Facebook. I mean, some of us have known this for a while. It's just that we never thought it would be something that would go mainstream, so to say, okay? So normally, we've had eyewitnesses who have told us their personal stories that if you have had any member of your family kidnapped before, that you've had to go and pay ransom to terrorists, whether it is in the southern Nigeria or in northern part of Nigeria, you see, the location of these terrorist kidnappers, where they will ask you to come and drop the money, it is not always far. Well, usually, it is always very close to either a police checkpoint or a military checkpoint. These are just for the eyewitnesses account, okay? And now we have the terrorists operating through Nigeria's banking system. I don't know what other definition you have for a failed state, failed country. But if you are looking for one and you don't know the full definition of a failed country, I think Nigeria is a textbook definition of one. Like, for real. You just need to be truthful to yourselves. Be honest for once. Even if you're trying to live in denial, right? There are some certain things that you kind of will tell yourself like, how is that even possible? It is possible because Nigeria is a crime scene. It is for the criminals. It's criminals' den. And you see, when we pray that may Nigeria not happen to you, it is not a prayer of people who hate. No. It's actually a prayer of those who love humanity. Every day Nigeria happens to people in such a way that some don't live to tell the story. So, Musa Muhammad, this account number, we have to kind of save others, right? When they kidnap this individual's family member, rather than collect the cash as usual, they order them, number one, to go and buy 3 Bajaj or so bikes. Each bike costs over 1 million naira. They had to buy 3. They had to buy 10 bags of rice. A bag of rice is over 100,000 naira. So 10 of that is like over 1 million naira. Could do 4-point-something million. They also asked that this person should buy them a carton of tramadol. Tramadol is a drug that you think those who are fighting for Allah should not be using drug. But of course, you know, they are not fighting for any Allah. These are a bunch of criminals too, right? So, tramadol. They also had to buy them some pack of condoms. So I have all this list of ridiculous things, including vegetable cooking oil or cooking oil, right? And then go and pay 2 million naira to this account. I am talking about terrorists giving their bank account details to their victims to pay. And they said, if you say this to the police, we will kill your person. So, of course, people had to kind of keep it to themselves until they had their family member released. And then it's obvious that the account has been used severally, right, through this bank and all that, for collecting ransom. Further investigation showed that it is actually not the only account. There are several. In fact, at a point, the police traced one and they arrested the supposed owners of the owner of the account. When this individual was arrested, they discovered that he has collected more than 100 million naira in a space of 3 months alone. So the last money they paid to that account, which triggered the police to look for, and the person said, he didn't know, he just received a call that so amount of money will be paid to his account, and then he will collect the money and withdraw the money and go and drop it somewhere. A northerner, a Fulani accomplice. This is just so you know what Nigeria has become. If now you go do mistake, receive 1 million or 2 million in your bank, they may freeze your account. That you need to come back and bring your great grandma's wedding certificate to prove that you are the owner of the money. But there are so many things going through the Nigerian banking system. The level, the sophistication of the kidnapping, terrorism, and all of that in Nigeria has gone digital. So when next it tells you, right, that you are only just overreacting, maybe you should look for whatever your mind, whichever course that your mind can pick from the book of courses, right? and launch it on these characters. The enemies of Nigeria, they are not hiding. They are in plain sight, wearing agbada, babanriga. Some of them are speaking English very clearly. To the point that they even have, so they have, phonetics with all of that too. The real enemies of Nigeria. Nigeria is so polarized. It's so polarized in the economy, a bit porous. Anyway, don't worry. Nigeria is so jaga. It's in such a terrible place right now that my only prayer for you is not to be a victim. I don't know if that's a good prayer that will work. If prayer does work, okay, you better say amen. Let's leave these terrorists for a sec and go see the Akpabiole's Senate today. Yeah, they have their madness, but there's something as well that you should know. Here is a senator that is submitting a petition to the Nigerian Senate because during the last joint matriculation board or whatever, JAMB exams in Nigeria, a 16-year-old girl who was, was one of the candidates for JAMB, UTME, I think it's called. Is it called UTME? Right. They said an invigilator saw her and demanded for her phone number. Well, innocently, she gave the number. And then after the examination, this invigilator started calling this 16-year-old girl, asking her out. And since the girl won't, while every other candidate were able to check their own results for the examination, this invigilator was so powerful enough to make UTME withhold this young girl's results. And the senator is moving the fight for her. That, where is I again? Yeah, I found it. Here.
Chairman, Standing Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petition. Mr. President, I have two petitions to be laid this morning. The first one is the one of Mr. Kalu Jonah, MD CEO of Performer Projects and Services Limited, against the National Inland Waterways Authority. This dispute is about a contract that has gone sour, and the petitioner feels that for some reason he has been shortchanged and he needs us to look into the matter. Mr. President, the second one is a pathetic one, is that of a 16-year-old who wrote JAMB exam, and in course of that exam, the invigilator was trying to be friendly with the 16-year-old, and she rebuffed him. And at the end of the exercise, her result was...
Just take it one more time. That she wrote JAMB exam?
Yes, she wrote JAMB exam.
And the invigilator was...
trying to be personal, to be friendly with her and ask for her...
Was trying to...
be friendly with her and ask for her number. She refused. And at the end of that exam, her result was then withheld. When the father inquired into why the result was withheld, they said because she did examination malpractice, which they seriously denied. The father made a phone call to the invigilator, who for some reason got her phone number and started calling her. And the father warned him not to call the daughter again. And from there, everything went haywire, and her result is in jeopardy, and they have refused to release that result. And so the father wants us to look into the matter and see how the daughter, the 16-year-old future, can be put back on track, as this will seriously derail her academic pursuit. These are the two petitions, Mr. President, and with your permission, may I comment later?
You may proceed to lay the petitions.
Nigeria, 16-year-old girl, an invigilator decided to truncate her life that way. All for what? For sexual urge or so. I wish they could mention the name of the invigilator. And then it is Nigeria. Fortunately, let's stay in that chamber. There is another one. You know that for a very long time, the Nigeria state governors, who had their own little Hitlers in their own space, even though Nigeria is a place where a lot of us pay so much attention to the center, whoever is the president and what they are doing. But if you have an idea what these Olori Buruku state governors are also doing, chai. You are going to sign the petition right away to break up that contraption. So, scrap all these states, right? Scrap everything. And maybe we should start from, we should start afresh. You will join Maiyegun if you have an idea, the ruins and the destruction and the corruption that these state governors are perpetuating. Let me tell you something. Do you know that there are some states in Nigeria that are currently in court, not in court, at the Supreme Court of Nigeria, trying to say EFCC has no right to investigate them because they did not sign part of the establishment bill, part of the act or so, or bills that became the act that established EFCC. Because by law, they were all supposed to sign or be part of it. Yeah, now they are back. I'm coming to that one though. But for years, the state governors in Nigeria, it all started from Lagos. And you want to know the backstory? I'll tell you. It started from Lagos. Started by Tifnumbu. Remember the story of Tifnumbu, Obasanjo, withholding the local government allocations in Nigeria, of Lagos State then. Remember that story? Well, Tifnumbu and his gang, they rode on that story to further perpetuate what now laid the foundation for what you are witnessing today in Nigeria. Institutionalized corruption. Sometimes in 2001, Tifnumbu, as the governor of Lagos, decided to break up the 20 local government areas in Lagos, recognized by the supposed Constitution of Nigeria. Then, 1999 Constitution, that recognized 774 local government areas by law. 20 local government areas for Lagos. So Tifnumbu now created extra 57. That's like an extra 37 local government, LCDAs. So 20 local government area plus 37 LCDAs makes it a 57 or so local government and LCDAs. Right? He now wanted to smuggle that extra 37 LCDAs to make, they call it local council development areas, to add them and add it to the 774 local government areas of Nigeria at the National Assembly. But he failed. But you know what he did? Because he wanted to create that fiefdom that you are seeing today. 37 plus 20, making it 57. So they went to court. Obasanjo by law was like, we are not going to give this money to 57 local government areas. We are going to give it to the 20 recognized by law. So the Tifnumbu and his gang, remember, it's job for the boys. Instead of 20 people or 40 people sharing 20 local government areas as chairman and the deputy, vice chairman, he has created offices, 37 extra, right? Some of them didn't even have local government secretariat or SCDA secretariat, but he created them anyway. So Obasanjo now stopped paying them until the court will decide if that was legal or not. So Lagos State was still collecting allocation, the state. So Tinubu and this all this Pastor Ruga and co. That way, Pastor Ruga, Ikene Shatabandu. That man, if to say judgment day heaven, true. If heaven day, hell day. I swear, if I see Pastor Ruga for heaven, because I know say me how to go there. If I go heaven, for example, or if I go to hell, I can't, for example, I dare heaven. If I enter heaven, I can't see Pastor Ruga, fight go break out. If I go hellfire, I know see Pastor Ruga, fight go start. Because I go no say na cheating. They are the ones who laid the foundation for the crooked Tifnubu that you are seeing today. Or story for another day. So what did they do? His lawyers drafting all these things. They now created what is called state local government joint accounts. So that means, listen, you know that Obasanjo no pay the local government areas. So what we tend to do is to share this money for 20 local government areas, share them with this 37. Okay, so they started borrowing money. For example, let's say the local government areas in Lagos State were supposed to get, for example, I don't know the exact figure now, okay? Let's say, for example, every month, all the 20 local government areas in Lagos State were supposed to get 2 billion naira, right? Or since federal government is not paying them. So what Tifnubu now did was that they now created something called state local government joint account. They now went to some banks that don't worry, we are going to win in court. They will pay all the money all together later. We want you to be borrowing us to 2 billion naira every month. So they will now share the money, pretend to share the money to the 57 local council and local governments. So when court finally ruled about 3 years later that it was illegal for Obasanjo to hold the 20 local government money, even if he's not going to pay the money to the whole 57, he has no right. He had no right to hold the local government money. So Obasanjo now released about 20 months unpaid allocation of the local government areas, right? In a lump sum, boom, for Lagos State. By then, they've created state joint accounts. So it now became something that whatever they give to you, you have to take it, because remember, for 20 months, federal government no pay you. Natifnumbu, they use his wisdom to make sure, say, you are getting some money. At least you are getting something. Now that they are paying you, you cannot now start showing, you need to respect Oga. That was what so many other states in Nigeria learned from. They didn't create their own LCDA per se. What they did was that they started that, if you say now, we can have state local government joint account. Or you know the scam. Now only local government money they go to that account. State allocation goes to the state account. Local government allocation goes into what they call the state joint account. Where it's illegal. By law, it's illegal. So many states started creating the same. When you look at the account, the state governors, that's why they turn the local government allocation to their own piggy bank. Normal. Federal government always pay directly. Local government allocations to all local government areas before Tifnubu created this style. I am from Ogun State. Benga Daniel did the same thing. Bewiri Daniel. Right? Joint accounts. So what did he do? His wife, then Funke Daniel, they had what they call the Gateway Foundation. Before the election, before they came to power, they had what they call the Gateway Foundation. That's just like a sharing wheelchair, grinding machine, sewing machine, all those things are empowerment. So when Benga Daniel now became governor, he just used that template of Lagos. The commissioner of finance, is the signatory to the account of what's supposed to be local government joint accounts. But they now have something that whenever the money arrives from Abuja, instead of going into each local government's bank account, no, they just go straight into that joint account, right? Then, Benga Daniel's wife and her foundation, she will collect 50 million. Back then, 2004, 2005, 50 million naira from all the 20 local government areas in Ogun State. They will deduct that from the source because he is empowering women, disabled, widows, everything, in 20 local government area. So by so doing, she needed money to do that. 50 million. Bewiri Daniel will now be like, no local government area can embark on any project that is more than 5 million naira. Imagine your local government collecting 70 million, 60 million. Back then, well, they no bond the chairman well to construct or say you want to embark on road construction of 10 million. They swear for you. You have to go and let the governor go. Now the governor will say, you know what? We are coming to come and grade your road next month. Now you will wait. Let us go and paint these people's health center next month. And these ones will collect this and so in 2 months' time. So they now use that as the conduit to siphon local government allocation. Today, almost the 36 states in Nigeria operate state local government joint accounts. So when Tifnumbu came with local government autonomy, local government, right? So they pushed, remember, they pushed that quick. And they passed a bill that says, no, they didn't even pass any bill. It was the Supreme Court. Yeah, Supreme Court that ruled that it is illegal for the state and local government to say they have joint accounts. How can you have joint account? If husband and wife get joint account, does that not mean that husband's salary, wife's salary, both salaries will go into the account? Is that not what's called joint account? But that's not what they have in Nigeria. The states, they have their money that goes straight into the state account. But you see the what they call the state and local government account. Now only local government money they go there. And that is why when you see the looting that takes place in all the states in Nigeria, they are mostly money stolen from the local government. And you remember that the people they always select to become local government chairmen and women in Nigeria, they are the loyalists of the ruling party. So what they will do is that from Abuja, let's say this local government area receives 300 million naira from Abuja. At the end of the day, the states will give them, after paying the salaries, if they ever paying the salary of the workers, local government workers, they will now give them maybe 30 million to go and work with. The remaining money, they will do it anyhow. But each local government will sign a paper with the commissioner of finance in their state that they received 300 million naira. So you get, remember, they are all stooges of the ruling party. They are mostly the loyalists of the governor. They can't make you a local government chairman in any state in Nigeria if the local government, if the governor does not approve you, so that you know go come rock the boat. So when Tifnumbu did this abracadabra local government autonomy nonsense that they announced to you then, that now all the local government should be collecting their money, lies. By somehow, that's what should be the law. But now they said the state governors, the state governors are doing some crew to make sure that they smuggle in a bill that will make that impossible. Here is one of the senators in Akwabiole's chamber raising an alarm for everybody to hear. Nobody said they could help you, but the fact that they are raising the alarm, let it be on record. Here, listen.
Matters of urgent national importance. We were on the bill, on the motion by distinguished Senator Tony Oye on the creation of a local government account, and in an attempt to circumvent the Supreme Court decision that money should go directly to the accounts of local governments in the country. And so we have deliberated on it. we have come to the reasonable position that the Supreme Court of Nigeria is the final court of the land, and that they cannot make a pronouncement that will not be enforced. So in other words, the Nigerian Senate stands solidly behind the Supreme Court decision on its efforts through a judicial pronouncement to sanitize the administration of local governments in the country and stop further abuse of local government funds. So we stand solidly behind the Supreme Court of Nigeria. In addition to that, we have looked at the motion, and we agree that some of the prayers in the motion are such that could conflict with the existing regulations, including the Constitution. And accordingly, I will invite the Deputy Senate President to make prayers that we jointly agree upon that should go out there so that the press will be well guided. And nobody will go and say that Senate said this or said that, because we believe strongly that if there's any legacy that this administration will leave behind, including the 10th Senate, it is a legacy of sanitizing the local governments, ensuring that local government funds are well utilized for the benefit of the rural people, and at the same time, local governments are allowed to function and function well. That will also, in due course, include the elections. Distinguished Deputy Senate President, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, based on the deliberation that was made by this August Senate in the just concluded executive session, I stand to move on behalf of this August Senate for the approval of two prayers in respect of the motion that was brought before this August Senate by Senator Tony Unwe, thereby discarding the earlier prayers in the motion as brought by him. The two prayers are as follows: all states and local governments to fully comply with the recent Supreme Court judgment on the disbursement and utilization of funds accruing to all local governments in Nigeria. Prayer 2. Okay.
Senator Ningi, he has moved a prayer 1 in respect of the earlier discussed motion that all states and local government should immediately comply with the recently pronounced judgment of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Any seconder?
My name is Senator Abdul Ningi, and I represent Bauchi Central. I rise to support the motion heavily canvassed and moved by the Deputy Senate President that the Supreme Court resolution must be obeyed by all parties in Nigeria. I so moved.
Thank you. Distinguished colleagues, the motion has been proposed in respect of the earlier discussed motion by the Deputy Senate President, Prayer 1, saying that all states, all tiers of government in the Federation should immediately comply with the recently pronounced judgments of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, particularly relating to local government accounts, and then the funds of local government going directly to the local governments for its utilization to improve the lot of Nigerians. And this prayer has been seconded by distinguished Senator Ningi. Those in support of the prayer 1 has moved, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 1 is accepted. Yes, distinguished Senator.
Mr. President, the second prayer is as follows: that the Senate ensures alterations to relevant provisions of the Constitution to provide for the full autonomy of the local governments in Nigeria. Mr. President, I so move.
Yes. Distinguished Senator Maiyegun, the Chief Whip.
Distinguished President of the Senate, distinguished senators, my name is Senator Maiyegun. I represent Borno North Senatorial District. I most humbly support the prayer as canvassed by the Deputy Senate President. I so second.
The second prayer has been moved by the Deputy Senate President that the Senate should immediately take steps to go through the procedures of altering any section of the Constitution or any law to give birth to full autonomy of local governments in Nigeria. Those in support of the prayer as moved and seconded say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Let me use this opportunity to thank my colleagues for all the contributions.
Nuisance, Lele.
They are just fooling around, Abby. The Supreme Court I think it was the first time they spoke about the local government autonomy was under Bukwari. It never happened. The state governors were like, no, leave us alone. Leave us alone. Don't tell us how to use our local government money. They didn't obey the Supreme Court. Supreme Court, go and Google it. Supreme Court ruled that local government money must be paid to local governments under Bukwari. Now the federal government, they pay. Do you understand? Now them supposed to just ask all the 774 local government areas to create their own bank accounts and send their bank accounts numbers to them, Abi. All this drama that they are deceiving you, so it never happened. Tifnumbu also came with his own abracadabra, where his own attorney general of Nigeria, the deceiver of Nigeria, also went to court. And the Supreme Court, under Tifnumbu, early this year, ruled, I hereby declare local government autonomy, local government allocation must be paid to local government areas. Thank you so much, Kolu. You see, this is the Kolu that I supported. This is the Kolu that I voted. This is the Kolu, Tifnumbu. The entire social media was like, this is a great move. This is going to bring development. They sent all their dogs on different, to different TV houses, radio houses, and those who are writing their think pieces inside their newspapers. This is a very good thing. You see, if this move of the President Tifnumbu, everybody should appreciate him. This is for the progress of Nigeria. Wait about it, when you finish deceiving yourselves and the idiots that listen to you, everybody will come back to their senses. Supreme Court call. Supreme Ayatollah ni, or Ayatollah Supreme Council ni. You know? All of this just to keep majority of you who actually think these guys, they are real, just to keep you in your delusion, in your delulu, delusion. The state governors were like, no, you can't do that too. Supreme Court don't rule. Maybe it is for the federal government where they pay the money to go ahead and work with these 774 local government areas. Abi? The next thing, they said they had a meeting with the state governors. So they want to give the state governors 3 months to be ready so that before they will be paying the money. But that was like 7 months ago. Along. October, right now. Is this not October? I'm talking about February. It's over 7 months now. So Apabioli and his co-travelers, they are also putting up a show. Supreme Court don't rule. Guess what? The federal government, Ministry of Finance, they are still paying the money to the governors. They didn't stop paying them. So Apabioli and gang, They wanted to add to the drama to make it look like local government autonomy under Tifnumbu. So the local government are still waiting for their autonomy, for their money. God damn it, man. You see, they will deceive you so one day, some of you are just going to, you go tear your clothes in public like, Kilo Dego, why is everything about these people lies? Well, what is going on, concert? You know, like you go really, really get so frustrated. I'm serious. And I'll be here. People will send me the video. I'll be here. You know? And that reminds me of this song. Sorry, I want to use that as a break. I'm going to continue in a moment, okay?
Ìgbà kan máa dé àsìkò kọ́ṣì ń bọ̀ wá ìgbà kan máa dé àsìkò kọ́ṣì ń bọ̀ wá tólóró máa sáré ọlọ́pàá máa sáré ayé máa sáré ẹyẹ tí ò dúró rere máa sáré àlórà máa sáré hs tí kò mọ kankan máa sáré everybody máa sáré gbogbo wa pátá máa sáré ìgbà yẹn ti dé àsìkò yẹn náà làwà. Ìgbà yẹn ti dé àsìkò yẹn náà làwà everybody máa sáré ọlọ́pàá máa sáré àwọn tó ń ṣòro gan máa sáré olúmọlẹ̀ máa sáré àpènà máa sáré olúwo ìlú gan máa sáré everybody pátápátá máa sáré gbogbo wa máa sáré àwọn ọmọ fantasy base máa sáré àwọn ọmọ tomorrow base máa sáré akíndóyin base máa sáré ayépéjọsọ base máa sáré everybody pátá máa sáré.
Sorry, everybody go run when the time comes. Again, they have now come up with the real prices apart from this one, okay? Remember that whatever shege you are seeing under Tifnumbu now, I don't know how to say it to you, it is still very fresh from the real shege that you are going to face. Some of you will be like, it cannot be worse than this. Let Tifnumbu do his worse. Let the Jagabanditi, the Jagaaditi, Ashiwaju àwọn olè, Ashiwaju àwọn agbèrò. Let him do his worst. He cannot do more than this. He cannot do more than this. Okay. The announced increase in price of petroleum today, okay? They put a figure out and said, okay, this is for those of you who are up north in the middle, and those of you who are down south, or the ones who are like a southeast, or those of you who are like in the Niger Delta and all that. They put a figure, or different figures, by the way, like this. But the bottom line is, these are just, these ones, all these figures, they are just like, they are just like shire prices from NNPC, okay? Because even at the NNPC, where they talk say, now 1,030 naira in Abuja, Southwest State 1,025 naira is a lie. Currently, in Osun State, a liter of petroleum is now being sold for 1,200 naira. In Lagos State, it is being sold for 1,100, 1,200. In Abuja, it's being sold for over 1,350 naira as we speak. In the southeast of Nigeria, it's being sold for over 1,400 naira per liter. And if you go to the south, as they put it, Niger Delta, they said it's 1,075 naira and Alayo. In the Niger Delta area, they are selling a liter of petrol for over 1,600, 1,700. And today is day one. You see all this northeast. I'm talking about all this northern Nigeria, to be precise. They are selling a liter for over 1,500 naira there too. And it is just day one. So all of them we talk say, what you wanted is Tifnumbu's brain. He knows how to generate money. He knows how to raise this and that. By the time they are done with you, if they ask you to explain your situation, you may find it difficult in words to explain your situation in words. Also, for those of you who can still buy cars, here is a circular that you should pay attention to, okay? They are also going to increase the price of getting driver's license or getting a plate number the number plates rather for your cars. I know not many people are able to buy cars anymore anyway. So, but just so you know, Sha, if you go buy any car, you will need to pay to get yourself ready to break bank. Okay. So the shege is being dished out in step by step. So this evening I read where the NLC president, Joe Aparo, said this new price increase is unacceptable. I said, you know, sometimes when somebody will say something, I'll just be like, we'll be that madman. We just talk now. He said, no. Have you ever been in that situation before? You are in a room, okay, and people are having conversation, serious conversation. Then somebody will just say something, and then the next thing, everybody will just go quiet, like, and then somebody will be like, "Who be that madman? We just talk now. Like, who said that now? Now who talk just now?" And everybody will just be like, that's exactly the way I felt when I was reading what Joe Aparo, the NLC president of Nigeria, the lily-livered NLC president, the one where them beat him up for Imo State. The guys decided to say he want to go to national protest because hopeless who's a dingba. Hopeless who's a danger. Chose people to beat him up. NLC president. Who dare that? Even under military, Baba, you know if you do that. But right now, the Aparo guy is now on social media saying this is unacceptable. This new price increase is not. I hereby order them to reverse it. Who will that person? We just talk. At the NLC president, you see, they are dishing it out like that. Surely by the time Tifnumbu is done with you, if they ask you, say, brother, can you please tell us how the situation has been for you in Nigeria under this Tifnumbu government? Software, you will not find word. You know, that one we say you go close your eyes, you go open your mouth like this. Like that, word won't come out. That's why I said that I may not be able to describe what is still to come. The only prayer I go pray for you, because I actually barely hear that anymore. I don't think it's the right prayer anymore. How many of you remember that time that people, any smart, they'll say, it go favor me and my family? When you tell them that by the time Tifnumbu is done, you go see Shege. They will turn out, this government will favor me and my family. In Jesus' name. And then you will see a lot of idiot dumbos. And when they will be typing amen, amen, amen. I barely see that anymore. Where they'll be like, this government will favor me and my family. Or see some of them who are always singing, on your mandate, they shall buy. On your mandate, they shall buy. Or this one. Ẹ jí gbogbo ọkọ̀ tó sùn lọ, ẹ faramọ́.
My PC. If you get belly, if you get small belly like that, you can use your belly to roll like that. On your mandate, we shall start. People wait don't cripple. AB. Hunger, you think say hunger na joke? When hunger hits you, sometimes you have to become so crippled. Nobody say you are crippled per se, but standing up could be F hazard. They say don't stand up too much. Oh. You can't stand on the mandate with empty stomach. Thank you, Jare Kolu. And guess what? Amechi wrote if me Amechi had to say on this. He said, I don't understand why people even said he's angry with you. Everybody is complaining. Look at the level of this hardship. Look at the level of this. People just complain, and they look around for people to bail them, people to subsidize them, other people to carry their headache for them and all that. And I said, it was the same guy who said, you need to stone us. Yeah, majority of you, all of you who are organizing protests in Nigeria, you are like people who can still feed yourselves. At the day, the real poor people, the real one, the day they hit the streets, they suppose they stone them. I'm
angry with the citizens. Yeah, I've said it several times. You can't see a group of people stealing your money, impoverishing you. You can't buy fuel, you can't buy anything, nothing. And then you're still, look at what happened in Edo. Should any politician be campaigning in Edo? The people should be angry. There should be protests, not even protests of against anybody, it's against politicians. We will not vote. There will be an election in our state. That's what the people should be saying. Because the rate of hunger now, if people like us can't afford diesel, you can imagine what's happening to my mother. And okay, but it's not put my mother because I will defend my mother. Those who don't have children like us, name one politician that is in the space in Politico that didn't pass through me. They can't stand hunger. Liberty has become the capital of betrayers. Name one, just name one. You will not see me any day in any political meeting planning for talks. You will not see me say, take money, this is for talks. I will not. You know why? My priest tells me that anybody who dies in the course of that money, you'll be held accountable. The society may not hold you accountable. The society may not imprison you because you're a big man, but you should be in prison. But God, you will not go to heaven because God will hold you accountable. And I tell my priest every day, I don't want to miss heaven. I'm angry with it.
Are you right? Heaven call. Sky day. Even myself, if I enter heaven, like I said before, there are some certain things where they say an average Nigerian don't face. Let's be honest. If you die as a Nigerian, normal, you no suppose go to hellfire, no matter anything what you do, self. I'm not saying that the people who have bad behavior on call should escape punishment or hereafter. Yeah. See, if to say heaven day, true. Number one, there's no Nigerian politician that should make it there. You know, like if you get to the gate of heaven, for example, if you die now, and they say this way to heaven, this way to hell, and you are this at T-junction, the T-junction where you have to go left and right, and you say, so somebody call, you can't get to the gates there, like they can't say, my son, you are welcome. Who are you? And you say, I am Maiyegun. Say, Maiyegun, open the book you are carrying, like that. You know, they say we go carry some book when we enter heaven. Now, everything we do for life, we go carry on like that. Say, oh, my son, here is your judgment. I say, oh, God, wait. Judgment about. They come from Nigeria. I have seen hell. So normal, I'm supposed to qualify, go heaven. With what I have passed through in my life. Abba, there is nothing called judgment or anything. I don't receive my judgment for this. You know, I was born Nigerian. I died as Nigerian. You know what thing I don't see? They all and there like that. Say, which way to heaven, sir? Say, oh, my son,
You are right. Turn right to heaven. You can't get to heaven. You can't see some Nigerian politician. Wala ma shele now. Wala supposed to happen. You supposed to beat people for that place. I say, okay, look today now. Why are you fighting? They say, what did this man they do here? I know this man when I dey alive. Oh, I know this one. Oh, what did they do here? Say, I know he's a very good man. He repented before he died. Which repented? Which kind of repents? Maybe my darulas last in I'm a darayot is being. You better put them where they belong. Okay, let's assume say that one no work. Say, I died as a Nigerian. I beat as a. Waiting my eyes don't see. Waiting my eyes see when I dey alive. Say it doesn't matter. Open the book with this your report card. Now hellfire straight. Say hellfire. Okay, go see wala. As you can't go hellfire. You can't discover say some politicians they dey back only for heaven. They watch everybody for hellfire. Wala ma happen now. Now for the first time, if you say that devil, Satan, I be whatever they call him. Now, first time we ain't gonna lose the control of that fire, be that. You don't know. Riot might happen now. Riot supposed to happen. We be say, Omo, why are you fighting in hell? They say, see those people where they there, how they take manage, get there. They still bribe when I enter heaven. I'm gonna die everywhere, Rooney. See, that may sound funny to you, but that's actually something that somebody like me gets in mind. I know your religion will say I'm just bluffing. Well, you wait and see. We'll find out. Because as it should be. If anybody don't go, come back now, come tell us. They will tell you, say, riot day air fire. For example, riot day air fire, and riot day heaven right now, people they fight everywhere, don't scatter. They say, wait, who cause them? They be Nigerians, so they find people we not supposed to stay the right place. Because normal, every person that has been part of that contraption say, what have you? Or you can't get to heaven. You can't see angels. They do mopo for where the wicked they come. How are you? You don't go lose them. You don't go lose your mind. Like haram. They say, they don't they fight for here. Say, well, they don't they fight for where? Where the wicked here. You better bundle two of us to hell. We maybe only contain one. I'm serious. Anyway, that's just a side. To River State, as Amechi said that he wants to make heaven. No, but none of us is going to any heaven. Go heaven, bow. I feel mad. You can't get to heaven. You go this a piece go there. You decrease. Yesterday, Ubara, from what we have heard, sworn in some new commissioners. And Evans BP, you remember him? That guy where they take where they break mace for his head. During the weakest time. You remember that time, you know? Where the Amechi supporters. That was the early stage. It was all like this too. When the wicked pulled the stunts and got the state back for PDP from Amechi. And Amechi became minister. So when the weakest loyalists in the House of Assembly, they were dealing with Amechi supporters in the House of Assembly, they were dealing with the wicked supporters. And it was like River State of food. You know, remember? No? Okay, don't worry. So today, was it today or last night? They said that Fubara swear for them. And that Evans BP, who happened to be one of the people who said they will deal with the wicked. The same way where the wicked was demolishing people's political opponents' houses in River State. Now that they have made Evans BP as Fubara's commissioner for urban planning, don't be surprised when they begin to demolish some houses, starting with some of the loyalists of where the wicked. They will tell you, say, this house here, na mechanic village supposed to here, demolish them. This where the wicked house we did this place. Now Ludo they're supposed to play for this place. In the map, in the planning of River State, now Ludo plus draft is supposed to play for this area. Now where we can just build mansion there. So we need to follow the plan of River State. Demolish it.
And as you know, they said that Werewike is like Tifnumbu. Some of the choice areas, some of the choice properties or landed properties, choice land in River State, in some choice areas, they have been cornered by Werewike. So now they don't make somebody maybe say, if he decide to be like Werewike, you get him. Some of Wike's properties in River State, Port Harcourt, they will go down soon. Let's use this as a long watch. Where Pubara sworn in his own new commissioner. Meanwhile, the police issued a statement as well. We'll come back to that. Yeah.
The national.
Let me congratulate you first for making it into the River State Government Executive Council. I know a lot of people are wondering, why are we still in the process of bringing in commissioners? But our case is different. We want to be sure at this point who we're adding into the council, so that we will not wake up one morning and see resignation letter. After a normal political period, there used to be what we call balancing. So I can also say that the new commissioners that are coming in from their zones to also balance the political equations. Coming into the Executive Council is not because we're using it to balance, and the only balance you're coming to give to us here is for your LG. We want you to balance the state, work for the state, realizing that your responsibility at this point is to the state and not your local government anymore. But we're happy to have you, and we believe that you're going to contribute to the success of this administration. I said it yesterday night. What should be the most important thing about River State today should be to support the progress of this country. We're in a situation where the funds that is being generated from oil production is not sufficient to carry out the problems, to tackle the challenges of Nigeria. And every hands are on deck to make sure that there is increase in production. Our focus here, not minding the distraction, will not be different. You all have to work with us to make sure that we curb this issue of oil theft and pipeline vandalization. This is the only way the allocation will increase, and more will also come to our state, and more progress will also be achieved in this state. We're doing a lot for the good people of River State, but because of this drama here, drama there, a lot of people don't even know what we're doing. We're also working towards a day before the end of this month to showcase to the world few of the things that we've achieved that touches the life of people in River State. So I want to thank every one of you for your support, more especially before, during, and after the election. I appreciate your doggedness, your belief in our cause to salvage the state, to protect the integrity of this state. As your leader, the one steering the ship, I assure you I will not mislead any one of you. I still stand on the path of peace. We had cases of arson in some local government areas. When I was inaugurating the chairman here, I did mention that I had intelligence that there was plot to cause mayhem in some LGs. I said it before it happened. I knew because they were unhappy, they would go extra miles to create disaffection in the mind and heart of the good people of Rivers State. But I appreciate your calmness. I've always maintained we are going to be the greatest loser. We need to go with peace. I won't encourage any one of you to follow them with violence. No. We're carrying a basket of egg in our head. Precious egg, not just anyhow egg. So we need to follow them with carefulness and, in fact, wisdom. So let me thank every one of you. Let me also use this to thank the good people of Rivers State for their support and to assure them that we'll continue to defend. I want to also let the state know that what has happened after the election, we are not going to allow it to go uninvestigated. It has happened before, and after some weeks, some of our supporters were declared wanted to turn the story around. But this time around, I strongly believe with the support and cooperation of the Nigerian police, the director of DSS, we will unravel those behind the arson and make sure that they account for the atrocity.
So that was him or them. So I just thought you should probably know ahead, okay? The Wahala in Rivers State is not over. Far from over. Because the Wike and his gang, they are like the wounded tigers. Somehow, they are down, but they are not out. So the guy is putting his own guys little by little, step by step, and every now and then is still using that meekness look to make it look like he's a victim. He is not a victim. Do you understand? I have said this before. When you look at a Fubara and you look at Wike, there is a possibility for you, right, to be on the side of Fubara. Fubara is a product of political criminality, and therefore his fight with his godfather, okay, is just like the fight of political criminals. When you look at his way of going about it, he's likely going to win you to his side for many obvious reasons. not many like Wiki anymore. Okay? And it is all because of his actions, the past and the present. No ad. And Fubara is very good in acting that victim. Okay? Enough that waiting they do Wiki. Now only Wiki know him. That is why it is Wiki and his own supporters that are crying loud, because what he is doing to them, if I can explain something to you, right? It is like someone, let's say a child, right? That a little kid, let's say a little boy that is very cunning, is holding a needle, okay? And you, the supposed big boy, the adult in the room, get poked by this little boy with needle. This is not like touching or playing with you. It's like poking you with needle. Sometimes it can go this deep, or it can go this deep. That there is no way when it pokes you, you won't jump. And somehow, not only you know, say how deep the poking is. Hey, go back. Slap the boy like, what is wrong with you? And the boy is going, yeah, you want to kill him? Why would you slap a little boy like that? What now? So, can't you see what he's doing? He's poking me with a needle. Where is the needle? I have no needle. There's no needle. I have no needle. I don't know why he's hitting me that way. So, what is wrong with you? Why would you hit a little boy like that? He poked me now. Can't you see blood? Which blood? You check there is no blood. Nobody's like, you demand, Why are you hitting this little boy like that? Come here. It's okay. Don't cry. It's okay. You hit a little boy like that. What is wrong with you? He said, no idea. I'm not mad. Nobody say I'm mad. He poked me with something. I saw a needle. I said, but there's no needle. It's okay, don't cry, it's okay. And when everybody just busy talking again, so what are you saying? He brings out the needle again, this time around. And you jumped out like, go! Everybody just started like, they wish they would beat you up. You mad? Why are you, that's exactly what Fubara is doing to Were Wiki. I like it, I do. It's just that I don't want you all to pretend that these guys are enemies, right? Different from, he is a product of Were Wiki. So their fight is far from over. But he stands a chance of winning because no one really likes Were Wiki. Not now. Not when he actually helped bring the T-pain that you have today in Nigeria. Okay? So it is probably ideal for him to drop the fight and possibly just leave him alone. But he's also obsessed. His ego is so high, like somebody that is on drug. So therefore, their fight is far from over. They're dragging the police, by the way, and the police is now preaching peace, which we all know is just a facade. It's just pretty much like a facade, right? It's not real.
You don't get what you don't demand for. So the police was never involved in that particular suit, so the law cannot affect the police. Then the federal high court that gave injunction that the police and other agents should not partake was the one that gave judgment that this time around police should not, because there's nothing to do, because they need to cancel all the previous activities concerning local government elections in Rivers State. So if you have this judgment and counter order, I think the best thing for us is to wait for the decision of any superior court again. We don't interpret this law. That's why we have judiciary that should interpret the law for us. But whatever it is, the IDP has ordered the Commissioner of Police in charge of Rivers State to do deployment, to take charge and make sure it restores normalcy to Rivers State. It is important, it's our constitutional responsibility to make sure we maintain law and order and of course protect lives and property. So we don't want to be dragged into the politics in Rivers State. We want to remain professional, remain impartial, and make sure we discharge our duties as expected of us. It's quite unfortunate that the people, some certain individuals in Rivers State have been attacking the police institution, attacking the security institution in Nigeria, and of course, they are passing up complimentary statements against the person and office of the Inspector General of Police. We want us to be decorum when we are addressing issues like this. We are all interested in having peace in all corners of this country. We all yearn to have peace, to have tranquility, and have unity in this country. So we are going to do the needful to make sure that we restore normalcy to Rivers State. We only want to appeal to the people of Rivers State to please always work with police and other security agencies so that our assignments can be very, very easy for us in that state. We want all of them to maintain peace, to embrace peace. It is for the good of the state, for the good of all of us, and for the good of our dear country, Nigeria at large. Thank you, and God bless you.
Nuisance, Lele.
Police obey the court order. If I hear, well, let's leave that though. Leave that to them. So people of this community in Kwara State, they've raised an SOS. Please help us tell the government to do something about this. So this is not good. This is the only bridge that links these two communities together. If this Kwako bridge collapses, that's the end of it. Now from we will just wave to ourselves from these two communities. In 2024, they have something like this as a bridge.
Ẹ dákun gbogbo ẹni tó wá rí fídíò yìí kó bá share pé kó dọ́dọ̀ àwọn gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì abájú kó olókolówó tán tá à ń lọ sí ọ̀nà alápá ẹ wo ọ̀nà yìí ọ̀lẹ́ ọ̀nà yìí ti worst gan à ń bẹ̀jọba Kwara kí wọ́n dá òtò ìtọ́lọ́wọ́ bá ẹ̀mí àwọn ẹ wo máa yẹ ẹ wo onítúni ṣe o mọ́tò kankan ti fẹ́ lájẹ́ níbí nísìnyí látara pé kò síbi tí wọ́n ń gbà fa kí wọ́n dá òtò ìtọ́lọ́wọ́ bá ẹ wá wo bí kíní ṣe jìn tó Ọlọ́run kó má ṣẹ̀mí wa lófo gbogbo nǹkan ìbẹ̀tẹ̀ pé yóò ṣẹlẹ̀ tí mo máa ronú pé bóyá àmú Ọlọ́run ni kí alẹ́sìnẹ́sì ní ẹ dákun abẹ́jọba Kwara fa kí wọ́n dákun gbogbo ẹni tó bá rí àgọ́ bá ṣí ẹ̀rẹ̀ kó fi dọ́dọ̀ gómìnà gangan kí ni yóò dáná ti wá ń bí láti fi 5 days ago kò sí nǹkan tí wọ́n ṣe lórí ẹ̀ dákun pásítẹ̀ntì kan máa ṣe tó bá lágbára nísìnyí gbogbo yóò wá bíbí sọ́lọ̀ ló wá fà yí àbí àmúwọ́ ara wa gangan ẹ dákun abẹ́jọba Kwara tó tọ́ lọ́wọ́ bá kí wọ́n wá kẹ́yìn wọ́n tó ṣe síbi tó lọ́wọ́ bá Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kó bàjẹ́ nígbọ̀nà òṣèlú.
On his mandate, you can stand though, because according to Kolu, we are getting a nice weekend.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
He's saying hello. That's Kolu. Kolu himself. So, if you see up that in supposed Yoruba land, well, even though I have some people from Kwara State that will say Kwara is not Yoruba land. Kwara is Emirates. Emirates of Fulani Emirates. And I know so many people have identity crisis in Nigeria. You need to come down to Kwara and see live identity crisis. They are not sure if they are Northerners or if they are Westerners. Sure you get. So when it is politically convenient, they will call them Northerners. And then when they really don't like to be called Southerners, even though 70% of the people, or 70% of the land that make up the place called the Kwara State today is Yoruba land. But still, it is a place where APC, Ebekebe, has been in government since 2015 as well. Is that 2015? Yeah. Was it? I think it's 2019. Was it? Anyway. See, this group of guys, they are the obedient group. Somehow they have this lesson they believe they have learned from what happened in the River States. And they think they could possibly use that as a motivation for a possible takeover of the establishment in Nigeria. I know it is actually like a delulu of a thing. I thought I should share it with you. Talking about rivers, by the way.
We're at that point in our history where men and women of goodwill must coalesce, must work together, must congregate at that parlor where everything that divides is stormed down, where everything that weakens is stormed down, where everything that puts our energy and strength to the air is turned down. We must understand that the events of the last 2 years are very instructive about the power of the people. And I hope you understand where I'm going, because I'll try to be very brief. Number one, not very strong, but by God's grace, my late dad would say that the day I was born, perhaps I started talking the very, very moment I breathed air. But that is not essentially what I'm about to say, but I want to challenge everyone here. I remember when Big Tent was born. It was born as a child of circumstance. It was born to give strength and buffer to the presidential campaign organization of our leader, Peter Gregory Obi. It came to fix the loose ends and give style, synergy, and panache to what we had as a national campaign. And the fear of that national campaign remains in the public space. That's why what I want you to realize and remember is, without equivocation, the fact that the power of the people, take note, the power of the people is stronger and mightier than the people in power. That is what we proved in 2023. That was what the Nigerian space saw in the build-up to the last election. It was a monstrous movement of young, old, women, and teenagers. They rose up to say that the time to take back their country for good is now. Interestingly, it resonated in the fact that we aggregated without doubt in saying that with Peter Gregory Obi, the Obedient Movement, the Big Tent, the Labour Party, that a new Nigeria is possible. Indeed, without doubts, a new Nigeria is possible. I just told my brother, Yunusa Tanko, here a few minutes ago, that as we gather here, the power of the people is at work in the state superintended over by Fubara. Some people who assume that they have control over the instrumentality of state, who assume that they can overawe a whole state, who assume that the state belongs to them, who assume that they can do whatever they want with a state, who assume that the collective will of the people of a state belongs to them, and so they can superintend the state from Abuja, who assume that the people must be subservient to them, and who assume that they are the godfather of a particular state, having shown the color of the things to come. There are events ahead of us, events that are very instructive, events that goes to the heart and the soul of our nation, events that we cannot overlook. We have seen them in the last election. We have seen them in the instrumentality of the APC to throw upon our space what you call state capture. But you know, there's something very interesting about this country. Tanko, our comrades, so many people know that. Nigeria is one country that's become extremely impossible in its historicity for anybody to conquer. Extremely impossible. I'll give you quick instances. There was a Jack Gowon who came out after the war. Nigeria was rich. He boasted that our problem wasn't money, that our problem was how to spend it. Went ahead to bail out Trinidad and Tobago. Went around spending money. And then when he tinkered with the transition to democratic rule, he was in Addis Ababa when he was taken out. Are you aware that in this same country, when certain individuals thought in the Second Republic that they had conquered Nigeria, voices came out on the 31st of December 1993, and that was the end of them. Are you also aware that a certain man who was gap-toothed, who called himself the Maradona, when he thought that he could run roughshod over our country, and then tinkered and played with the transition to democratic rule, and then annulled the June 12th election, when the Nigerian people rose up by way of bad grammar, by way of bad English, he addressed Nigerians and stepped aside. Are you also aware that someone came to power after sacking the interim government, and because of the people's power, he couldn't travel overseas to take care of himself, and somehow Mother Providence took him out, and he couldn't transmute from military to civilian president? Are you also aware that in this same country, when someone could tinker with the process, he said, no, I have seen enough of the people's power, and Absalom Abubakar stayed for less than a full year and handed over to democratic rule? The stories are complete and replete of a people's strength. Even against their nuances, in 1994, the late Chief Gani Fahimi, along with so many of us, started a...
I don't want to sit here and reveal all my strategy. I am the first speaker among the three of us running. So they will spy on me. So you will have a limited answer here today. Another day you can bring me back.
You go know say this one druggy, will be like underworld cartel leader. So we'll find out if all these ones you've mentioned have the same sort of duplicitous personality like this drug dealer, heroin trafficker, called the Jaga bandit, the Jaga addict. But indeed, the situation will soon pass that level of speaking grammar, though. Or keep it up. I love it. I love it that, you see, I love the fact that some people are doing something. That's one thing I love about the obedience and the people around it. And if you pay attention very well, the real brains behind the obedience movement and those here and there, they are Yorubas. I know they've pushed so many agenda to make you think, right? Obedient, disobedient, that is about the egos and all that. Yeah, some of you probably bought into it. But if you open your eyes very well, you will see, say, the Yorubas, they run now. Yeah. And I'm not making it up. Some of you probably now you they see. You know, they see the if you pay attention very well, now the Yorubas, they run now. That is why the hatred towards the Igbos is mostly politically sponsored. So that the Yorubas who are there, who are rejecting Tifnumbu and APC, who are pushing disobedient that go, they want them to be gaslighted, to make them feel like what you are doing is not good, though. This thing you are doing is not good, though. You cannot be doing this to your own brother. Why can't you just let us all be Yoruba Ronuku? No, Ukuku Ronuku now. If you do all these things now Igbo man go benefit them more. You know, see now be Igbo man and all of that. That is why you are seeing all this hatred towards the Igbos. This massive. When you look at different groups that are running things in the obedient movements, if they are not Yorubas, they are from the northern part of Nigeria. Fact. But because now will be there on top and maybe say, is the one that is the face of it. But genuinely, go and look at those who are running things in there. You will see us there. So if they believe that this their new Nigeria is possible, okay. Me, I shall want anything we shall go trigger something. Here you get. So that, you know, you can possibly just bring this entire establishment, you know, down. Because it's so fraudulent, it's so fake, it's such a lie. It is such a lie that, honestly, if you don't stop these rogues, they won't stop. When they used to sell all these their, when they used to sell all these their lies. You think I'm joking? Now, I think some of you now are beginning to be like, oh, hang on. My lies are not true. Some of the basis of obedience that I know, not on social media. Forget social media, this stuff alone, Jerry. Social media is just social media. You get? When you see the real forces pushing the obedient movement, the ideology, and the rest of them, you will see strong men who are actually like Yorubas, the Northerners, young, old, and all that, using all of their own expertise in hitting the message on the nail as it should be. That's why I said, you see, if you want to sort of defeat the devil, you probably will use people who knows the devil very well and the trick and not afraid to face it. That's why when you look at the likes of Dele Farotimi, Paulu Adebanjo, that guy that just spoke there, right? And then there's so many others. You will realize that they know how to drive the message. They drive the message in such a way that they have no fear because they know who they are dealing with. They cannot be blackmailed. As people wanted to come and say, you know what I mean? You know, if you are non-Yoruba, right, and you boldly come out to speak against Tifnumbu, the first thing they are going to do to you is to say you hate Yorubas, or it is because you are Igbo, or it is because this or that. And that's why you barely see any obedient person that will say, oh, he's a strong person from Igbo land. You barely see any. Tell me how many of them you know. And I can give you about 5 Yorubas, very strong guys, outspoken, and they are members of obedient movement. Yeah, I'll give you their names. You give me maybe 2 that you know that will boldly come out and talk against this Tifnumbu's government. Tell me, give me 1 or 2. Kenneth, shut up, Jared. Kenneth, you can't be like a person. The one that is neither here nor there. Somebody will be like weather. Can be like Glasgow weather, unreliable. Person will don't use his own time to defend the Bokwari. He defended Bokwari for 5 years. A year to election. Since they won't give him a ticket of APC, Egbekegbe, to be a House of Representative candidate. He suddenly joined the obedient movement and started moving mad. And you could tell through all his what have you that is not genuine. Immediately that this whole thing didn't go the way he expected, what did he do? He automatically turned against you, didn't he? I mean, have you not heard him? But there are still people who still believe that there is something about the movement that is enough to trigger not just a political revolution, a general revolution in the country. And they still believe in that. Go take a look. So if you are an Igbo person and you have seen them gaslighting you, it is deliberate. That's why all of this, what do you call all this tribal war that you are seeing on social media, you can tell they are all politically sponsored. By who? By APC. That's why they will call their fellow Yorubas Omoali. Because to them, how can you be like supporting an Igbo man? If you leave your own Yoruba person, you are supporting and it's all politically sponsored. Because the real Yorubas are asking questions. The questions that the druggie, because we know him very well, the drug dealer can convince them. His money can buy them. I'll leave you to that as your own assignment. So that is why they will do everything to stick to their tribal war, tribal this, tribal that, ethnic this, ethnic that. Because the real people who are pretty much behind this your obe and obedient movement stuff that are most like unseen hands, they are from the southwest part of Nigeria. I'll leave you to it. I want to take calls this evening. No, we are not that too many. But listen, if you really have to go, I get it. But to those who still want to add to this conversation, and they've not had a chance since yesterday, this may be your shot. Doesn't matter that what you want to say is not part of what we discussed this evening, okay? It could be something we discussed a day or two ago. Or the only way to add your voice is to use that number on your screen. Thank you so much to my people who have who continue to buy me this coffee. I'll be superstars, okay? I'm trying to kind of see how much of a coffee of this I can get to do few improvements. Because I want to get some new, some new studio equipments though, right? So I want to stop, leaning forward to my microphone. I need something more comfortable so that I can sit down here. And I can have my mic close to me. I can pull it like anytime, pull it from anywhere. And I can get some of these things also sorted too, okay? So anyway, thank you so much to every one of you. I appreciate. I will be back in a minute or two, and we can have more chats before we go to bed. Thank you. So don't go anywhere if you still want to add to this conversation. Just use the number on the screen. Or if you have to leave, right? Don't forget to like the broadcast, okay? Like it, share it, subscribe to my channel, and I will be back.
have my first caller this evening, and that will be hello.
Hello, Maiyegun General.
This
is the African Wahala.
That's it. How you doing, Baba?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for the great show.
I am 2 times lucky to have you today. I hope you actually joined us early enough this evening, or did you just join me midway as well?
Yeah, I had to be in and out, because I'm in the middle of work, and sometimes I just have to,
Okay.
But I was still a part of the show, like maybe 60-70%. So
that's brilliant. And thanks for being there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Please.
Yes, sir. I don't know if you heard about the Cameroonian Kalu or Bia.
I heard about that yesterday. But it was they said he died or something, but it is not dead. Okay. You saw this ambassador guys, right? So they had something called the AI generated video to announce that he's dead. And a lot of people ran with that. I somehow, I don't know, maybe, it's actually good of me though, that I wanted it to be true, but I knew it wasn't. However, I waited enough to realize that it was actually not true. The guy is alive. He's waiting to run for another police by next
very interesting.
Next year, 2025.
But the reason why all these speculations are going viral on the internet is because he created it.
Yes.
The Paul Biya himself and the government, they created the space for the people to make speculations.
That's over 40 years ago. Before I was born, he's been their president.
Yeah, he was the prime minister. Then he became the president. So he has been in power since 1980.
Yes.
44 years.
No joke,
I believe he is in his early 90s. Cameroon is one of the worst countries in the world. Yeah, thereabouts. And I mean, I just think about it like if you violently force yourself, you murderously kill people so that you remain in power for 44 years, and your country still ranks at the bottom of the world, at least top 10 bottom 10 in terms of in terms of human development index, poverty, rampant spread poverty, lack of access to basic amenities and all that stuff. Plus, in your last 7 years of being in power, just like Boko Haram did, even worse than Boko Haram in all fairness, this guy spends literally 5 months at a time in Europe. He's traveling between Switzerland and France, and the French government supports that.
Honestly.
And they are currently planning for his son to take over power, Frank Biya, after Paul passes away. So eventually he's going to die in Europe. That's my prediction, because that is exactly what happens.
He only comes to Cameroon now for his inauguration. He doesn't live in Cameroon anymore. Like the guy
Just like
doesn't even live in the country anymore.
Yeah.
So if
the same way,
campaigns, it doesn't come for campaign, doesn't come for anything. Once they declared him winner, they will fly him in. He will appear like that. They will swear him in, and then a day after that, back to Switzerland, his home. That's it. Until the next election.
That's a proper state capture. I'm sure he's one of the mentors of Tinubu. Tinubu is looking up to people like Paul Biya to implement the same thing in Nigeria. Although it will be more difficult to do in Nigeria, it's possible.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's not going to be as easy as Cameroon. Yeah. But yeah, bottom line is, just like Yakubu Gowon, he lives in London, getting ready to die in London hospitals after destroying Nigeria. Just like Tinubu, always going to London and France to see his doctors because they've destroyed Nigeria. There is no good hospital enough for them in the entire country, just like Buhari, just like every single one of them. It's the same thing. They will continue doing this. But I just thought I'd put that to the minds of the people, let them know that the Rogbodinho is happening not just in Nigeria, it's going on everywhere. Thank you, Maiyegun General.
God bless you, the African Wahala. Brother, thank you so much. It is true, right, that the seat-tight syndrome that of African leaders is endorsed by the West. And they have done it so well enough that if for any reason, okay, these African countries revolt to go after these their dictators, right? The West will begin to sanction them, and they can indeed just get your entire country saturated with a different kind of terrorists and terror groups, and they will mount economic sabotage on you. Look at that guy from Burkina Faso, Traore. We had it that they've had about 6 attempts on his life. 6 times they wanted to kill him. And do you know something as well? The French government have been accused of, harming some of these Tuareg terror groups and all that, who have been attacking the Burkina soldiers and all that, the Mali soldiers, the Nigerian soldiers, where they have been recording serious casualties and all that. They've invited, France has invited the leader of the Tuareg terrorist group that is operating in the Sahel between Mali and Burkina Faso. They invited him to a TV station in France to come and talk about their cause. Okay, it's like inviting Bello Truji to London, okay, to come and discuss about the cause of the Fulanis, why the Fulanis are killing the Nigerians, why they are kidnapping them, why they are killing their soldiers and all that. That's exactly what that looks like. Go and check it online. You will see the leader of or the spokesperson for this terror group in the Sahel area, clean shaved, clean looking and all that, with all their bed sheets on his head and all that stuff. Terrorists, so they appear in French on French TV, discussing about their challenges, the challenges with Burkina Faso government, the challenges with the Malian government. You know that these two countries, they've removed their own puppet presidents, where they staged the coup and took over the country. And we know what has happened since then. So it's just so kind of really, really sad. Enough that the sit-tight syndrome you have in Africa always have the backing of these Western countries, unfortunately. And they can easily label you undemocratic. And they are the ones who are like jumping up and down. Democracy, democracy, democracy. How do you kind of give people democracy? A democracy for, for people who are ready to do the bidding. Come on, people are going through it a lot in Africa. And they're not even like asking for too much. They're just asking to be treated well. Even if you want our resources, like, okay, you want our resources, then give us a fair deal with respect that our people can benefit from their God-given resources. No, I don't. I mean, come on. Anyway, yes. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Baba?
My name is I'm calling to Maiyegun.
Yeah, this is Maiyegun. You are live.
Okay.
Gabriel.
Okay.
Your name is you are Gabriel.
Yes, Gabriel. Yeah.
So Gabi, everybody can hear
Thank
you.
you.
Okay. So please.
Yeah. So I want to contribute to your program tonight. Yeah.
Please go ahead, sir.
I'm a first caller, but I've been with you for almost going to 2 years.
That's great. I'm glad to
listen to your program.
Please.
Yeah.
Go on, Baba.
Nigerian people, they didn't know what fall on top of them about Kolu, Kolu, if you go and check Kolu, when Kolu was a governor of Lagos State, the tactics he usually uses is hungry.
Right.
Yeah, he always use hungry. When hungry catch everybody, somebody go tell them.
In line.
Exactly. Did you go and check him? Kolu that turned all property of Lagos State to his own.
They said they want him to repeat what he did in Lagos, in Nigeria.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I really like the video you put. That one that they were singing like a Yoruba people, I really like that. They started with the hungry. The hungry will go so far that they will never forget in their lives.
See,
That is called autarky.
You see, everybody will kind of get what is coming to them. Everyone will get his own share.
To them,
okay?
Exactly. Even Yoruba people will cry and they say, this one is more than a big power.
See?
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Happening already.
So,
it is happening already.
Yeah. When Kolu finish with them in 8 years, they will know where they are.
Good. God bless you,
Yeah.
Baba.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is my first.
You have a good one,
yeah.
okay?
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello there.
Hi, Maiyegun. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm okay. You know, for this while, I just stop calling your program because I'm running crazy. The situation in Nigeria. I'm not running crazy because I'm not running crazy because of the learned Yoruba people who I respect. Some learned like Faturi. I can't pronounce his name. Parotimi, someone like you. But I'm not crazy because some stupid, hungry Yoruba who trying to use tribalism to put everybody in Nigeria into mess.
As if to say you'll be immune from it, oh. Nobody is immune from the whole thing, oh.
You know, You know why I'm not being? That's one of my friends used to say that any sickness that is for everybody, that is not worried. That the sickness is going to worry. It's only sickness that is only for you. So the situation of Nigeria is for everyone, both the North and the Yorubas and the Igbo. But the fact remains, those guys, you know, this game, Trubu have been planning this since 1999. Because of this, to be a president of Nigeria, he take away Future Williams. We all know he take away Future Williams because he wanted to, you know, when a mafia planning something, he will just try. That's why he tried to conquer some Yoruba, like putting the governor, trying to plot his boys, you know, because of this agenda. But this man have nothing to offer, you know.
You know, now what's going to shock some of us be that say, come on, person will done the plan saying won't be president of a country for 20 years. Baba, you can't be the president. See what you can't turn the country into. Like if I say if I'm planning to be president of Nigeria now, and I'm doing everything to be it, it must be for something good, Abi. Or is it for something bad like this? Is this what he's been planning to do to people?
No, but the fact remains that I know those guys who put us into this bondage, you know, they try to create that tribalism between I have a hate, we are Yoruba man, or we are a Northern. That is the game they play. So with this tribalism, they conquer everybody. So Nigerians cannot speak. Nigeria cannot speak with one voice because this have leading to this state that everybody need to come to the street, let their military kill up, they cannot do anything because the military are hungry by themselves, but the military cannot do the work. They are waiting for the citizens, the civilians to take up the action. You know, but everybody just be like deaf and dumb. Fuel is today 1,000 something. Nobody want to talk. But this is the man that when Jonathan tried to in 2012, just from 80 something, even him with his some Adebayo and his group, Matt Wajot criticized Jonathan, talk of nonsense against Jonathan. Even though the country is even better that time of, but now everybody is going into everybody is going into very big mess. People are dying on daily basis because of hunger in Nigeria.
Suddenly, protest is now
the only thing that is saving some people now, some family, because of the people in diaspora trying to send money home. That is the only thing saving some family. If not because of people in diaspora, people are going to commit suicide on daily basis because the stage of the hunger never reached this way. Because I try to call my family at home. I call my mom. I say, Mom, during the time of civil war, the hunger due to my mother say during the time of civil war, they did not experience this kind of situation. Even there is war. Nigeria have never been into
people
this
are now
mess.
queuing for bread. They are queuing for rice. And people said, even during the time of civil war, people were not queuing for food like this. Now, Nigeria is not a civil war. But look at Nigeria.
So they try to tell people, guy, the game these people plan is that they try to threaten people with death. Even themselves are afraid of death. You don't need to. I need to tell Nigerian citizens, guys, stand up. Nobody should be afraid of death. These people are. If all Nigerians now, even 30% of Nigeria, march into Asoro, these people they will take any available of their private jet to run away because they are afraid of. The military are not ready because the Boko Haram are taking over north. So there's nothing. But the only thing we say is tribalism. If you go to Twitter, Benin man will be talking rubbish. Yoruba man will be talking rubbish. Igbo man will be talking rubbish. And after talking this rubbish, you still buy fuel 1,000 something. Okay, now I know we the Southeast. I must be frank with you. We're tired of Nigeria. We want to go our separate way to manage ourselves. The only thing they brought to us, they bring tribalism. Okay, they bring a what do they call it? Identity crisis, even between we and the Deltas. The Deltas, they have Delta genocide. The same Nigeria government to kill them for that the same Delta.
You know, somebody tell me about that. You remember that Asaba massacre? Yes, that carried out. They said because of that Asaba massacre, the survivors, they suffered what is called the PTSD. So many of them had to change their name, deny their Igbo. And even the word Asaba, that was supposed to be Igbo. Today, you will see that they say we are not Igbo. We are not Igbo. And a lot of people are beginning to say, forget all this threat again, Jerry. We are Igbo.
Like one Nigerian celebrity, one actress, use her mouth, Stella Damascus, say their surname is Ojuku, but they send this to Damascus. I don't know
Stella Damascus, how, but she has to change her name to Damascus or Damascus, some other name like that. But our family name is actually Ojuku from that.
Ojuku. Yeah. So my brother, I know sometimes if I listen to you, it's only that when I listen to you, I try to calm myself down. But the situation of this country, even there are some people, I know that it's not that easy, but Showole Jide, let them try to bring this Nandekano mindset. Let's separate this country. Let everybody go his own separate way. This thing cannot work. No. This is 21st century. It cannot bring people that without the same ideology and bring them together into one nation. It's not possible. Go to Europe today. No. There are some country in Europe. They are less than 2 million population. They are governing themselves. They're taking in charge of their resources. But why Africa? You can bring somebody who have different ideology, different thinking, different culture, and you put them into one nation. It's not going to work. No. So Deji and these people, let them. Nobody should be afraid of that. But the only thing, the Nigerian celebrity, Nigerian masses, the people who are on social media, some of them have been silenced. Some of them have taken content collector as their right
survivor. Exactly.
So nothing else matters
to them anymore.
You don't create a content that to make people to know that these people are putting us into bondage. That the content that you criticizing government, nobody want to talk. No. You know, the thing is, I'm just getting that is, I don't know how to put it, but I say if anybody give me the chance to march into that assault, tell me say I just try to get 5 senators, I will sacrifice myself because the thing I don't know. I'm running crazy.
I understand.
I'm trying to tell people.
We will continue to enlighten people, right? Until when we are able to reach that critical mass. We are going to reach that critical mass. And that is why people will share a lot in common with, right? We'll continue to encourage them.
But you try to tell people now, you try to tell people, say, guy, these people are taking us for granted. We can defeat these people.
Yes.
We can defeat them. You can defeat them only because it's not going to take the masses 1 week to defeat this Tinubu and his co. Believe me.
It's only when people are ready.
But I don't know. Yoruba man is suffering. Hausa man is suffering. Igbo man is suffering. No, you're trying to bring your domain will talk rubbish. This one will talk rubbish. But all of you guys cannot even be proud of 3 square meal.
Brother,
So my brother, keep it up. I know it's not that easy, but we are going to get there. I know.
Thank you so much.
Nigeria is about to explode.
It's just a matter of time. Let them continue. God bless you, though, right? Thank you so much for this contribution, okay? Let's go take another call. We currently still have about, hang on. I think we still have like about 40 minutes to go. So if you are still willing to be part of this chat this evening, the number to call is right there on the screen. Okay, if you are calling from outside the UK, you just have to add the prefix +44. If you're calling from inside the UK, it's 77069222321. Try it. You'll be speaking to me next. Hello. Baba. How are you?
This is Lucky from Canada.
Oh, so Lucky. Good to have you again. Okay? How are you?
Hello. Very well. How are you doing too?
Hello. Surviving as always.
Our wife and our baby them. Everybody is fine.
We are still here. Thank you so much for asking.
So,
yes, sir.
Thank God. We said my wife now but thank God. So thank God for everything.
And how is she? How are the how are the wings? We call them wings here, the kids.
They are doing well, man. She don't know say I know they do with Maiyegun. She said don't know say. So you don't know, Abi, so just leave me at Maiyegun,
God bless
her. So we could talk now.
Say me well to her. Okay? Saloki, please. Sir.
Yes, Baba. Yeah, but I don't get more to say. I say the condition for Nigeria now is very pathetic, Baba. Just me, myself, I know they feel open phone at times. But I just say your number, I don't know, +234, Baba. You need to, I'm not going to tell you. When somebody don't come for unnecessary prayer, you understand?
That's so now.
Yeah.
I mean, I get people where they say they know they pick up any number we come from Nigeria anymore.
Yes, but I say if you don't too much on us too, we have our own things to do here. Yeah, our God is very okay, but we got bills to pay. Yes. Nobody will go run to if you want to pay that bills. You know that yes, it's bad over there in Nigeria. You cannot help everybody. You understand? You cannot help everybody. The way it's all been now, yeah, the people they want their own referendum, they want what do they call them? They want Biafra. Yeah, I want everybody to speak, but this patriotism now collective fights. You know, guys. Now, when they don't bring down the establishment, we consider okay, people now won't go, we could now go. But since they won't come on, like, they don't go work, Baba. Not be Britain now, they call say people to give them a referendum. Britain will be saying Nigeria now their business, now Nigeria now their establishment. And which other Western world do you want to call? They are all not support. They are not in support of that referendum. They are not in support of Biafra to go. You understand? The bad thing is to bring that to the establishment. If you don't bring that, everybody will sit down.
That is why I kind of always encourage people not to always attack Showore. Yes, Showore has his way. You don't have to agree with him. But he said something, Saloki. Showore said, if everybody wants to go, it's good.
Yeah.
You cannot go anywhere when these criminals are in charge.
You don't go nowhere, Baba.
First, everyone go come discuss how you won't go.
And I tell you, all this one of you happen. If those things, if this thing there, what's coming?
All these things no go happen.
You know, if you have Baba, we don't deceive ourselves. Baba. If you did not go to chaotic, you can go come down. You cannot go come down. You have to come and say, it don't happen. No, what do they want? They're not going to come speak with they want.
Yes.
You know, guys. They think Biafra. What do I nation?
See what they have done to us now. They locked them up, but they are releasing terrorists where they kill people, Baba. Lucky. Releasing people nearly 100,000 people. Expect them repentance. Person where no that person before, they lock them up for over 4 years. So they have to say it no go happen.
Exactly, that be the thing. You have to defeat them. Now, what thing is concerned with that? And you see that when they do that, governors, if the Easterners have joined hands, if we go far, you understand? I know they have their own thing, which I know. I listen with them. It's good, but if they have even virtually done this a little bit, as not the odds, it's the odds. Sell the odds, before you go. Any of the odds, you know that I know their agreement, but I know well. I support them, not them first. But Baba, one if you want collapse, not they don't collapse now. Baba, he there is
Get there.
why is all the same thing when they sell for Canada for here now? People go say Nigeria for is the cheapest. Which cheapest? Did they have the economy of they don't have the economy here in Canada? Minimum wage is $13 per hour. Minimum wage. Compared to the minimum wage. The person who goes to collect like $40-50 per hour because they talk nonsense. Man, is this sad about look at other people go there? Look at other people there.
Actually, like smuggling in the time you have for us this evening, okay? You take it easy, man, okay? And send me Cheers, yes, sir. So that's Lucky from Canada. I think I have Austin on the line here. Hello there.
Maiyegun Baba.
My brother, how are you, sir?
I'm fine. Oh, how are you doing? I know you. Yeah, I used to listen. I listen every day now. But the issue is that
about like picking up the phone to say, you know what, I want to talk to this guy this evening. I want to add something.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't follow the broadcast. It was I was very busy. So when I came up, I came up. But I'm going to go back and listen to it back.
That's fine. You have one or two things you want to add to it as well. It may not even be from what we discussed this evening, though. You know the drill. Go for it, Baba.
No, exactly. The issue is that sometimes I think that whether we that claim to be Nigeria, if we are sensible enough. Sometimes, I'm sorry to say this, but sometimes I think like that
too.
Do you know my theory? Let me be honest with you now. My theory.
Share it.
I believe that it's not God that created black people. That is my thinking. Yeah, either God has already done his work and try maybe to relax a little bit, then the angels went inside and fabricate us however they do it. I just bring us like that and just God wake up and say, okay, just let's manage it. That's my thinking.
Is that what you created, Abby?
Yeah. Yeah, let it be. Because if you check what is going on in Nigeria now, you find out that you will see some people that claim to be educated and still defending this madness. This is where sometimes that's how I reason. I think, are we normal? Maybe we're not normal. Because look at the way Nigeria is now. Like this last caller now said, that it's too heavy on us now. It's very, very heavy on us. Now, how many people do you want to help? How many?
Exactly.
You can't help everyone.
For us too, honestly.
Now, look at how your program is very, very educative. But Nigerians, most of Nigerians, will see this Maiyegun and most of other guys also that are very, very educated that are trying to educate us. We will put it by the side. But when it comes to one, everybody will be interested in one. When it comes to big Nash, everybody will be interested. When it comes to Burna Boy, Speed Darlington, everybody will be interested.
They have so much energy.
Have we not suffered enough? Have we not suffered enough?
In 2024, with all this hardship, Austin, people are fighting over who get the best soup.
Honestly, look at who get the best soup. Imagine who get the best soup.
They threaten themselves. You are bringing mockery to our tradition. You are supporting this other tribe against our own soup.
Imagine
what the hell, for God's sake, man.
People will be talking about Benin, Nnamdi Kanu, this, that. You are buying bread, the same thing that an Igbo man is buying bread. Anytime Igbo people said we want to go, it's as if that they put onions in hot oil. You will see people can't even ask questions. Why do these people always say they want to leave? Why? And you will see platforms, people will come on top of that platform and start telling, yeah, if you want to agitate, you're supposed to agitate like this. You're supposed to do it this way. This is how you're supposed to do it. What kind of madness are we in? Do you think that the politicians cares about you?
Sorry.
Do you think really that the politicians cares about you? We that are talking about every time, like let's be one. You know, where there is diversity, there is this. If we are one, we are too big. People will respect us. Do you know that Nigeria is not talking about developing Nigeria? They are talking about oneness, one Nigeria.
They can't even define it.
No, they can't even define
come
it.
Together. Come together to do what? Is it to come
to
together
do what?
and
Do
then break up this establishment enough that, which is not serving anybody's interest, by the way, except for this few, or come together to do it? Pray for that.
To do what?
No.
And you will see. And now, have you seen any country that always tell you we are one? We are one. Since you are UK, have you seen any day they are telling you we are one Scotland? We are one Scotland.
No.
One UK. Have you? Any family you go in and the husband is also always telling you, I am the head of this family. That family is not right. Every day he keep on repeating it. Do you know? Do you know I'm the head? Do you know I'm the head? Do you know I'm your husband? Do you know I'm the one that married you? That family is in a mess. It's Charade. So Nigerians, the energy they are drawing always to talk about Benin this, Igbo this, Nnamdi Kanu this. These are not our problems.
Some of them in this their tribal war, they are calling Benin Ile Binu. I'm like, what the heck is wrong with people? You would think that all these Ronukus, right? They are just after the Igbos. They are also after the Benin, and the Benin too. They are after the Igbos. The Igbos, some of them too, right? They are, everybody is just like after one another. I'm like, this is tribal Olympic, man. This energy.
Madness. Do you know how many kids that are out of school now? Do you know how many kids?
They don't care.
A lot of kids are out of school.
Most of them that goes to bed this night with the empty stomach. Do people actually understand what this statistics actually means in reality?
They don't even know the mess we are all in. We don't know. We don't know. So we are here going left and right, talking about tribal war, tribal this, tribal that. Yeah, I was asking one Igbo guy that in platform I was this evening. I don't used to go to. I just stumped to eat. He was talking nonsense. I'm telling you, he was talking Maiyegun. I looked at him and I told him, "Do you know you are the most imp I have ever seen?" That was the word I used for him. I told him I have never seen. You are talking about our diversity, our unification. We are fighting for Black nation, for Africa, and you are keeping. You are telling Pan-Africanist, my brother. You have not even united your own family you are in, and you are talking about Pan-Africa. Let's break and go our separate ways. Europeans did it. That is why you have Bosnia. That's why you have Malta, that is less than 1 million in population. That's why you have small country, less than 600,000. So why are we afraid to break and go our way? Why are we afraid?
Alimosho local government population in Lagos.
Honestly,
people are paying tens of millions of naira to relocate to. Jackpot from
to relocate to. Look at Luxembourg. Luxembourg, how many are they? Less than 1.5 million.
They are also less than 1.5 exactly.
1.5 million. So why are we so delusional with Nigeria? What is wrong with us? What is wrong with black man? That is the theory where I came. I said maybe it was not God that created black man. Honestly, do you know that Nigerians doesn't like oppression? Nigerians doesn't like it. Sorry. Nigerians like oppression. Nigerians like it so much. That is the reason why. There was one program you made one day. I am telling you, each time I have my time, I always listen to that program. You said that majority of us are outside that doesn't want things to be better in Nigeria.
Yes.
It is because they can come back home, carry woman with 10K, they can carry girls.
Yes.
Because with 5K, somebody can wash your car, and wash your leg, and wash your this, and
That's right.
see you like your king.
Like a big man.
That is why we are so we are living in a conducive environment, but it doesn't want Nigeria to be
I said something. I said, man, Nigeria needs to come back. That how is it going to be like if Nigerian naira is now 100 naira to £1? And this, my friend, was like, no, they wish bad thing, 100 naira to £1. Okay. That cannot happen because they can't imagine that a country can come back enough that the currency will be so strong that it can go as low as 100 naira to £1 or 50 naira to £1. When they're already changing it from 300 naira to £1, it should remain like that.
Then people will lose their relevance. People in Europe will lose their relevance because this is where their strongness, their power comes from, where they can oppress people, where they don't want that. Do you know?
He said, I support the Nigeria to break up, but Baba, I don't want Nigeria to. Which one is 100 naira to £1? I was like, do you even understand what that means economically? It will save you all this stress of sending money to people. That means the economy has come back. They can take care of themselves. That one cannot happen, Jare. It must not happen. 100 naira to £1. Okay. No. It will like that to 1,000 to £1.
I said it in the platform I was today that it's only in Nigeria you will see somebody buy generator and call it I pass my neighbor. I better pass my neighbor. He is happy that he is better than his neighbor. He is so much happy. God, thank you today that I'm not like Mama Femi, that they couldn't find food to eat. God, you bless me and my family. We can eat chicken. That is the mentality of average Nigerian. Then how do you want the country to work? The only option Nigeria have now, break it up. Let everybody go and manage their madness. Let everybody go. Manage your youth, manage your wahala. Anyhow you want to do it, you do it. If you want to kill them, buy them. If you want to put good economy,
if you want to keep them, it's your problem, but you can fix it there. That's it.
Do you know that many of us here are talking? If we have company, we cannot employ somebody like Tinubu to be the general manager of that company.
No way.
All of us.
No way.
But we will ask Tinubu to be our president. We will be so much better selected. Let him be there. But for your own private company, you will not allow somebody like Tinubu to be the president and the managing director. You won't allow somebody like Obi. You won't allow somebody like
but add your investments.
But you will be happy if they are the president of it. So our problem is in our hands. We are not ready yet. We are not ready yet, Maiyegun. That's the only thing I can say. Thank you, Maiyegun. Thank you.
You have a good one, Baba. Thank you so much, as always. Okay, you take it easy. So that's Austin there from Germany as well. Here is another caller. I don't want to be
my king.
Yes, sir. That's Prince Adebayo of Sweden.
Yes.
Tonight.
Yes, my king.
How are you, sir?
My king, I'm good, my king. I was just, when the other callers were talking, there was one caller that said, let us just break up, let Nigeria, let us just go our separate ways, That's everybody's dream, But, before we break up, we need to come together first and fight this Goliath. Fight it together and then break up. Because the reason why this Goliath is dealing with us is because we want to break up immediately. So when they come for Igbos, the Yorubas will not know what to do. When they come for Yorubas, the Igbos don't know what to do because we are not united. And then, Baba, there's one thing I was just imagining, I was just thinking. You see, revolution is not carried out by hungry people. Revolution is carried out by principled people.
Enlightened people.
When
said that to
enlightened people.
The revolution that people are talking about is not going to be carried out by the poor. It has to be carried out
by the poor
who have so much to lose. They do not
so much to lose.
The elite, the educated,
the elite,
the nobles,
exactly,
and all of these guys.
Exactly,
that will fight the war.
Yes. You see, the reason why they have not started fighting that war is because they themselves, they don't have principles. So the thing is chopping the poor people. But when they say come out to protest, you will see only 5 people. They'll protest one day, the next day everybody's hungry again, they'll go and hustle. You understand? But when the revolution is carried out by people who have things to lose, but still they feel something is totally wrong, they cannot, even if they are gaining money wise, there's some value that the society have lost, and they want to fight to gain it back. Those are the people that will retrieve Nigeria. But because so many of Nigeria's elites are corrupt, they have dipped their hand inside and they have nothing to lose. They don't have value. That is why this thing is continuing. That's why, as big as the military is, no one single military man can come out and say, this is too much.
Genuinely.
Instead of us to continue. No one. Because there's corruption everywhere. No one politician now can get up that will say, this one, we know you now. Even this man that is giving this Nobel laureate in this country, he was the one who built. No, not that one. The one that instituted the Nobel laureate. His name is Alfred Nobel.
Nobel himself, right. The man
Nobel himself. Nobel, yes. He's the one that built the dynamite.
It's not
being used for wrong reason. You understand? So he now decided to institute Nobel to give back his money.
Yes.
You know? But we have not found any Alfred Nobel in Nigeria that used to be corrupt, but now decided, no, this corruption is too much. We need to stop it. It is killing all of us. You know, no one person has gotten up. That's to tell you how corrupt, how deeply corrupt. The one person that has tried, that's OBJ. But we have not seen total force. He has not come out totally and say, look, everybody stand up. Let us stop this thing now. He's still talking small. He's talking to poor people to stand up. Poor people can never stand up. They have so much, they cannot eat the next day. If they come out 2 days, their children will be hungry. They will go back and they will start to adjust. They will adjust. Poor people cannot carry out revolution. It is the rich and principled people that will carry it out. That is why when Wike and Fubara fight, Fubara is able to take over the state because Fubara has his own capital. He has political and financial capital. It is not poor people that took over rivers from Wike. Poor people cannot take it from Wike. It is an equally strong and rich person. That is why I'm still watching the whole Nigeria with so many rich people. No one can sacrifice his own wealth and say, listen, let us go to war.
It's actually the selfishness of this supposed elite that is delaying this whole thing now.
That is delaying this thing.
Half of their wealth has been wiped off by the policy of the ruling class. They no go tell them before they will kick it off.
They go enter they will sponsor the revolution. Dangote wealth before, he was very rich.
But
sometimes his wealth will just go half
already.
It has been half, but he doesn't still want to
go through now in their $20-30 billion worth.
Yes.
Dangote is just opening around 6 billion, 7 billion.
Opening around
5-10 years ago, it was like over $10 billion worth.
Yes.
Already half.
Yes. It's already half. So that is the word we need to realize. It is the rich and principled that will take over Nigeria for us. Until Nigeria is good for everybody, these rich people, their wealth, they will just be, the more the money is depleted, the more their wealth is slashing into half. That's what they will just be there. They no go up where their mate they for. Go and look at their mate in Europe. Ordinary
Dangote. Whether they compare Dangote to all South African wealthy people. Today, he no day.
Yes, now.
He no day.
He no day anywhere again.
Despite having a refinery of $20 billion, so he no worth anything.
You see how many people Dangote is employing, but the money is depleting every day. It's depleting every day. All these banks, all these banks, they will steal everybody's money because their wealth, the more the money is depleting. I'm sorry for everybody who have money in Nigerian bank. You see Nigerian banks, they are like rat trap. They are like rat trap. They will steal everybody's money. You will not go do anything.
Now go call CC.
They will steal everybody's money.
There is no money inside anymore.
Only empty. The more I say, UNICEF has wonder in a country where they can just say we are no longer using this money. We have changed currency. After they revert to that, I don't trust that money again. Where does it happen? Where does it happen?
The manufacturing industry is almost dead, right?
It's dead.
The banks are not giving loans to manufacturing industries.
They're not
getting profits.
They're not.
From what?
They're borrowing money every day. Borrow money every day. If they say they want to do one thing, they will say, okay, let's go and borrow. Every single thing, borrow. Baba, the country is a trap for any rich man. If you have money, don't hold it to your European bank and wait. Wait. You cannot invest anything in that place. You are putting it in their mouth. It's until these rich people there use the remaining money they have now to start fighting this system, to retrieve that system, all their money will turn to zero one day. Apart from the one they save outside, everything will go back. The country, it will go, everything will deplete because tell me how much Nigerian money was to the dollar before. Now it is 1,000 something. That is how many times their money was divided.
Baba, 4,000 pounds will give you 1 million. 4,000 pounds will give you 1 million naira. 9 years ago. Today, 435 pounds will give you 1 million naira. See that change. See that depreciation.
See that depreciation. Who can take it? Who can take that kind of depreciation? They know the third person. The war don't start. This country is killing both rich and poor. The poor people cannot take it. It is the rich people that will recover this country. Otherwise, they are the future poor people. Baba, leave us there.
Prince Adebayo, God bless you. I love your perspective, by the way. Let me take another one. My prince. God bless you, sir.
Baba.
Yes, sir. That's one brilliant, convo there. You see, I have said it many times on this platform, right? That the only thing that is still keeping the contraption together is the fact that those who claim to be the middle class elite, who are sort of, looking forward to benefit from this political class. The political class that whose only agenda is to loot and loot and loot so that they can buy properties abroad. They are not creating wealth. One day, those who claim to be rich in Nigeria will wake up and they will see that they are actually poor people who are living off a supposed falsehood. And maybe around that time, we will kind of realize that we have reached the critical mass. Here. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm not happy. I'm not happy.
I know.
That's how I am. Every day I listen to my people because I'm Yoruba.
Bless you, man.
I become sadder and sadder and sadder. They are just making me depressed. I will be talking about how Yoruba people are suffering. They will say I am Igbo. They will say I am Igbo. I will have to.
They will say you're supposed to defend your tribe. Don't they talk like
yes,
that?
Yes, so they will say they are defending Yoruba people.
They see my people, they kill for bread, Baba. Since I don't grow up, I have never seen anything like this before in my life. I'm a young person, right? I have never seen anything like this before.
I can't even believe it. We have turned to Amajiri, and some Yoruba people are happy with it as long as Tinubu is president. They will start saying, me, I'm okay, I'm rich, me and my guys are okay. You and your guys, 1%. You are surrounded by poverty. You are surrounded by poor people. You are surrounded by poor Yoruba people. You say, but me, I have money. Then that means you don't care about Yoruba people.
Or better still, right? They'll gaslight you and say, but there are other people suffering too. So must it be that is it just the only Yorubas? Why don't you talk about the other people too? I say, I am a Yoruba man, I'm concerned. Are you mad? I'm seeing things I've never seen in my life. We are not at war. Our people, they kill for bread. Really?
The problem is they don't even care about others. All they care about is as long as they have money and they are able to eat. That is all they care about. It is so scary. So when you say, oh, you want Yoruba nation, Maiyegun, I'll be honest with you, I don't want that Yoruba nation. if I'm going to have that Yoruba nation with self-centered people like this, with selfish people like this,
it at all.
it's better not to have, because it is so scary. Is this the kind of Yoruba nation that I will now be surrounded by people that only think about themselves? They will say, I am rich, I am rich. You are only rich in Nigeria. The moment you step out of Nigeria, you are poor. You are poor. You cannot even buy a tire outside. You say, me and my guys are rich. Because you are renting small apartments on the island. How much is your rent per year? That's the rent they pay for just 2-3 months abroad. I am rich, I am rich. I don't care. As long as me and my guys are rich. What? Like, I can't have Yoruba nation. It is too scary. My people are so tribalistic. They are so bigoted. I never knew we were this bigoted before. I never knew we were this tribalistic
I never
before.
knew it's this deep. And you know what
Like,
somebody said? They said Tifnumbu is just somebody who finally like unravel us, including our uncles. Uncles that we thought were like good people, sensible people. This Tifnumbu actually unraveled them to the point that sometimes you just be like, so we are actually this really, really tribalistic. Say, I don't know. We are. Say, no, I didn't know. I knew we are like this. Probably I would have possibly started a campaign against it a long time ago. I didn't know. So, you are worse. Really?
And the worst part is we are the most educated. We have people with PhD, lawyers, this one, that one. But Nnamdi Kanu was right. They are just educated fools. That's just what they are. Educated fools.
The ones who actually live abroad, who always shout tribalism, racism. But they are actually dirty, tribalistic people that don't care about their people per se. Maybe if you are tribal, see, white people, when they say they are racist, their racism is against others, Abi, to show that they care about themselves. And when you look at the sharing of wealth among the white people, right, you can see, right, the sharing of that wealth and the policies around it favors them more, okay? But our own tribalism is so selfish that we rather watch our people wallow in abject poverty. As long as we can buy new cars, we can build new houses, it doesn't matter who else doesn't have. Hey?
So they are just educated fools. They are just so wicked. They are just so wicked. And they are not benefiting one single naira. And they cannot even back up anything they are saying with logic. They will just tell you, oh, you are uncultured. Oh, you have no respect. Oh, people are suffering. You are talking about culture and respect. Are you okay? They disgust me. I don't even feel like being Yoruba anymore. I'm just tired. I'm depressed, and I feel like mentally, and I live abroad though. Mentally, I have given up. I have just given up because people are trying to fight. People are trying, and you are defending this nonsense. You are helping this government. You are like, there's no way out, because I feel like even if there's a revolution, this Yoruba running bastards, they will stop this revolution. They don't care. No, even if fuel gets to 2,000, 3,000, this guy was telling me, he will buy the fuel. He has the money to. They are using it to brag. They are using the suffering of others to brag, just so that they can feel better. Who raised these animals? Even animals don't behave like this.
No.
Just terrible set of people. Terrible. I don't even know what to say. I don't want Yoruba nation. I don't want to be stuck with this kind of people at all. I don't want to be stuck with them. I don't want any nation with them, because there are plenty and it is so scary. And you will see them when you are looking at them. You look at their Instagram account, they are looking so wretched. That's the worst part. They are looking so wretched. These people are doing 100 times. They are worse 100 times. Like, it remains very small for them to become beggar on the street, and you hear them say, "Hey, shut up! You don't have respect. What do you mean? Don't disrespect my tribe. Don't disrespect." Look at you are suffering.
You don't even love the tribe. If you love Yoruba, you are supposed to be angry every day looking at what they have turned our people into. Like, that's what you call love for your people, not the love for a drug baron, right? That continue to impoverish our people. I understand. It's depressing. It is.
The worst part is that it's not like they don't know what is going on. They know and they are aware, but they just don't care. I cannot understand it. I really can. And when I see that this kind of people, they don't need to be alive. They will start saying, you cannot do this. What do you mean? We need to go to the peaceful route. We need to do voting. Even if they rig it, we have to bring community together. We have to tell them that we have to do the right thing. Right thing for people are being paid. Vote buying is a business. Which right thing do you want to do? They say, no, we cannot buy our leaders. What do you mean? That is what the West wants, so that they will come and take everything.
They want to come and take our land. They want to come and take our this. And guess who are the people who are selling our lands to foreigners, so to say? Half of Lagos is almost owned now by the Indians, by the Lebanese, by the Pakistanis, and all these kind of people that will eventually probably put a border between us and those lands in the future, that our people can't go there because they don't want us to come and contaminate the place. It's sad. It is sad. I understand. But I will say this before you go, okay? These guys are not in the majority, okay? You see,
there are plenty. There are plenty. There are plenty.
They are not in the majority. They are just loud. Baba, see, let me tell you something, right? They are not. Do you know what is actually hating them? The supposed Yoruba Luabi, majority of them are too afraid to speak up. And we must get them to speak up. Do you understand? The real Omoluabi Yorubas, who are in the majority of them are either not interested in this whole thing, or they are too afraid to speak up because they don't want to be called Omoale this, Omoale that. But we are going to get them to speak up. And very soon you will see what I'm saying. That the real Omoluabi Yorubas that are in the majority, we show to you that these ones are just lousy minority among us. Now our silence, they keep them loud. Watch it, right? So don't give up, please don't. Okay, we just need to get a lot of us to continue to speak out, bold enough to speak up, and not let these charlatans, these cretins, political jobbers out, continue to act like they are in the majority. Thank you so much, Baba. Okay, you have a good one, right?
You too.
God bless you, Baba. You too. I will take one last call, and we can call it a night. Okay, listen. If you are still here with us, and you haven't really liked this broadcast, okay, like it, share it, right? And then subscribe to this channel enough that whenever we are on again, you won't miss a thing. My last caller this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Oh my, I'm fine. Oh my God, I'm so glad to get you.
There you are.
Calling and calling and calling, and finally I got you.
Finally, man. Finally. That's because you didn't give up. That's one thing I will advise everyone. Sometimes it can be like almost like it's never going to happen. But if you don't give up, both of us can be lucky one of these nights.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. Please.
Maiyegun,
yes, sir.
I have been watching you only God knows how long. And I'm addicted to your program. That's the problem.
Thank you.
Any day I don't watch you, I feel like I've lost part of my body.
Same
you know?
Here,
I have not seen a young man, to be honest with you, that is like you. I'm an old guy. I'm 66 years old.
Oh dear.
Yes. And I've lived outside the United States. I'm outside Nigeria more than I've lived outside Nigeria, but I have lived in Nigeria all my life.
Yeah.
See, I came here when I was in my 20s. Now I'm 66. Can you imagine? I'm in the United States.
40 years before I was even born.
Yeah, exactly.
See how the universe has brought all of us together today.
Exactly.
You know? Bless you,
exactly.
Sir. Please.
Thank you. So I so much like your knowledge. You're so intelligent.
Thank you.
When I listen to you, I said, I wish all our young men can reason like you. And I wonder why our young men, I didn't listen to the whole program because I'm at work. So when I get into your program was when, people have started calling. But I did get part of it when we were commenting about some, I think it's France, that is aiding people that are trying to, who are terrorists.
Yeah,
terrorizing.
I mean, like in some African countries where people make effort to try to change the course of the trajectory of their lives, but the West continue to sabotage that. We have evidence of that, unfortunately.
Exactly. See, that's what I got in there. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because I got into argument with people like that are supposed to know, people that are young like you, but they're older than you. And they said the people holding us back are our people. I said, yes, I do agree that our people are holding us back, but the majority of it are the Westerners because of what they get from us. And they said, no. Oh, the senators, they embezzle all the resources that is allocated to them. And yeah, that's true too. But these people support evil, devilish, criminal leaders in Africa because it is through them that they can get what they want. Because Chicago is as a matter of fact, where Tinubu went to school. You know that place.